Hello everyone, my name is Brian and welcome back to Barb's Vault. Today in the Vault we're going to be discussing food buffs, more importantly herbivore food buffs. So right off the jump I'm just going to go ahead and tell you what the two most crucial items are for getting experience and grinding through the scoreboard. And those are brain bombs and cranberry relish. But there's going to be a few things we're going to want to roll through before we get into actually crafting these items and farming for all their materials. First things first, what is carnivore and herbivore in Fallout 76? So if you're unfamiliar with mutations, I actually made a video discussing that subject and you can find a link to that in the description below and on screen right now. So in our Pip-Boy we can see the herbivore mutation, eat veggies but not meat with no disease for 2x benefits. So any food item that you make that has no meat in it, you're going to be getting 2 times the benefit, essentially. And there are a few cards that are incredibly crucial to making sure that you keep the herbivore mutation. And so just to give you a quick crash course in mutations, we're going to go ahead and look at our perk cards. So here in our perk cards, there's going to be a couple that we really want to focus on. Number 1 is Starch Genes at a 2-star. You will never mutate from rads, and Radaway will never cure mutations. So basically what that means is that you can't just go around and pick up another mutation just from getting irradiated, and when you take a Radaway, it's not going to get rid of your mutations. So you're going to get the herbivore mutation, and it's very, very crucial that you keep that. Next up is Class Freak. The negative effects of your mutations are reduced by 75%. So another fantastic card to have. Honestly, at this level of a Class Freak, I'm not noticing any of the negative side effects of having these mutations, so very good card to have. And then a couple of bonus cards are Super Duper, which is when you are crafting anything, there is a 30% chance you'll get double the results. And then next up is Good with Salt. Food in your inventory will spoil 90% slower. Not 100% necessary to have, because if you're crafting these items, you're going to want to consume them rather quickly, and it's going to be something that you're consuming right when you're getting ready to go and farm for XP or to grind through the scoreboard. And then another good one to have just for farming material in general is Green Thumb. Reap twice as much when harvesting flora. Okay, so looking at the actual recipes, it's going to call for brain fungus, Mothman egg, purified water, and sugar bombs. And looking over here at our stats, we're going to be getting 180 regeneration for your HP, 300 for your action points, and a +6 to your intelligence, and you'll actually get a +8 if you're in a team with at least one person. So if you don't know, intelligence is very crucial to leveling up. The higher your intelligence in Fallout 76, the faster you're going to gain experience. So next up is Cranberry Relish, which calls for boiled water, cranberries, gourd, and sugar. Looking at our stats, we get 120 regeneration for our health, bonus of 20% to our XP, and that will actually be 25% in a team of at least more than one person, and then 200 regeneration for your action points. So both of these are absolutely fantastic food buffs. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get into where to find all the items to craft these, and the most efficient way to gather them. Okay, so first off, we're going to jump into brain bombs. And the number 1 item we're going to be getting is brain fungus. And the place that I always go to farm these is the Wendigo Cave, which is on the east coast side of the map. So as you can see here, right in the entrance of the cave, we have some brain fungus spawns. Looks like these have been farmed just a little bit, but you don't need very much to actually make these. Alright, so next up we're going to be looking for sugar bombs. And for those, I usually travel to Mosstown, but that's maybe more of an endgame location, and I'll show you one other spot after this one. So when you spawn in, you're going to be seeing Mosstown right here. You're going to want to look over to the left-hand side, and just go ahead and make your way over here to this little abandoned shack. Drop down here. Boom. Brain bombs, and they actually need to be these ones that have kind of the beat up logo on them. Otherwise, it's going to be a different category. In an early game location to find sugar bombs is actually just south of Vault 76, right here at the Flatwoods. Okay, so right when you spawn in, you're going to want to make your way up here towards the church. So you make your way in, head right to the back. Loop through here, and there's going to be a few Rad Roaches in here, and as we all know, those are very annoying. Oh, come on. And they usually spawn right here in this area, next to the sleeping bag. But it looks like somebody already farmed them. Okay, then next up, we're going to be looking for Mothman Eggs. And you're going to want to look for the giant Mothman Museum logo right here. And it's actually at Point Pleasant, which is really far west to the map. So here at Point Pleasant, we're actually going to be able to find 2 of the crafting items. We're going to be looking for Mothman Eggs and sugar. We're going to go ahead and make our way across this bridge. And there's going to be a few cultists, and we're not going to stop to take any of their pamphlets. We're not going to donate to their cause. And we're sure as shit not sending any of them to Africa to dig wells or something. I'm not falling for that trick again. Not after last time. Okay. So right down here, we have some Mothman egg spawns. I'm just going to grab a couple of them. Again, you're not going to want too many of these materials because otherwise it's just going to be a waste. Okay, and so from here, we're going to look right behind us, jump up. We're going to run past the bank here. In this building right here, the barbershop, there's an apartment above it that has a really good spawn location for sugar. And we're just going to ignore these cultists firing at us. And then we got a couple of Rad Roaches here. Just going to take those guys out real quick. Okay. So right here we have some sugar, 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 sugar. Like I said, this place is just chock-a-block with sugar. Oh, there we go. Okay. Heading back to the White Spring to craft these. Okay, moving on to the Cranberry Relish. So where I normally go to is over here on the East Coast, and we're going to be looking for Max Farm. So Max Farm is actually a little bit dangerous if you're kind of in the early game. There's a lot of Mirelurks there, and there's actually a Mirelurk Queen. So you can spawn over here at the Creekside Sundew Grove. We're going to run right in here, and we're going to be looking for cranberry bushes. We're going to be looking for cranberry bushes, and we got one right here. This is what they look like. There's a few more in this area. Snag some of those dudes. Boom, there we go. So next up we're going to be doing Gourd, and this one's actually a little bit of a pain to find as well. I'm actually going to give you a few quick tips here on this one. So if you're looking for Gourd, I always go to Lewis & Sons Farming Supply. Okay, so here at Lewis & Sons, I'm going to show you what I do. I actually don't go around and farm for Gourd just because it's a bit of a pain to find a large amount of it. So instead what I do is I come here and I will grab some Gourd and I'll plant it at my camp. There we go. Boom. Gourd planter right there. Just right here in the greenhouse. Okay, so here at my camp you can see that I have planted a few Gourds. So I'm just going to go ahead and snag a couple of those. The great thing about these is that they will actually respawn for me, so I don't have to go hunting around for them. And then here at my camp, I have some rainwater collectors, just so I can get some dirty water, so I can boil them. Okay, so we're going to boil ourselves some water. And remember, I actually have super duper on, so we're going to be producing twice as much. Okay, going to plants. Brain bombs. And Cranberry Relish. And there you have it. So when we were at Point Pleasant, that's why I grabbed the sugar there, was because that's going to go towards our Cranberry Relish. So if I'm going around trying to gather all these items, I'm trying to do it in the most efficient way possible. That way I'm spending less time going out farming for items and more time actually playing the game in a more efficient way. So we can see here me being in a team by myself, so I'm not getting that +1 bonus, and I have no other XP boost on. We're going to go ahead and take a look at how much I get for just killing one super mutant. Okay, 398. Let's go ahead and pop a Cranberry Relish and a Brain Bomb. We're just going to creep our way in here. We're just looking for a super mutant. $521. So we're getting a good little boost to our XP there. Absolutely incredible way to blow through the scoreboard. As always, that's kind of my #1 priority. Which, I mean, I guess we're just living in a capitalist hellscape, and that just means that I'm basically playing a mobile game, but whatever. Whatever gets that little bit of serotonin going, you know what I mean? Now, hopefully I didn't leave anything out, which I can almost guarantee that I have, because again, I am not an expert when it comes to Fallout 76, I'm just an extreme enthusiast. So if you know of a better way to farm some of these items, or if you know of a way to more effectively use them, make sure you leave that in the comments below. I'll be adding it to a pinned comment because I love this community. You guys are so warm, welcoming, and inviting. It's honestly the best community I've ever been a part of in a video game. And with all of that said, I'm sure some of you have probably noticed there's a little bit of a quality dip in my actual game footage itself. If you're part of the Discord, you're probably aware that my big gaming PC, literally started to catch on fire. Turns out I have a pretty bad power supply because it was just pre-built, which I know, get off my back, I've actually built quite a few PCs in my lifetime. It was just easier this time. So it is under warranty, but the power supply started burning while I was just sitting downstairs playing some Fallout 76. So with that being said, maybe consider becoming a channel member. If you like what I do and you like the content that I'm putting out, maybe you just chuck in $1. We only have the 1 level for right now, and you can see all the membership perks on the membership page. But I love you boys, I appreciate you, and I'll see you out there in the wasteland.